everyone, welcome back to another video. For the new subscribers or the ones who don't really know much about me, my name's Talasi May. This YouTube channel is focused around the detailing business, mobile valeting side of it. Got a detailing shop which I'm looking to expand. So this channel will be everything to do with that, along with a load of daily life stuff. Doing loads of different playlists, from tips and tricks to diary of a detailing entrepreneur. Going to be doing my van build because I want to build this into like the one-of-one detailing van that I'm sort of visioning which I want to be over the next year or so. Today's video, as you can tell from the title, is a tips and tricks. I'm going to be cleaning my van. My van is in a much needed clean. It is absolutely filthy, and I thought what a better way to do, well, what I thought I'd do is do a tips and tricks on how to clean a really filthy work van. Because this van, the wheels and arches are caked, the lower sections are caked, so we're going to go through a few bits to do with the wheels and arches, pre-wash, snow foam, and a few bits like that. Before I get too much into this video, it would be massively appreciated if you can give the video a like. It does help out massively with where we are with the channel, and if you do enjoy the videos that I'm producing, then please do make sure that you do hit that subscribe button. Right, so massive thanks in advance if you have subscribed to the YouTube channel and gave this video a like. Any support in the comments is also much appreciated. I do tend to try and get back to as many of you as possible. What I thought I'd do before I start the video is talk to you exactly what I'm going to be doing on the van today. So as you can see, this van's supposed to be silver and it's got a thick layer of mud and dirt on it. I'm going to be doing a full pre-wash on it, do all the wheels and the arches first, snow foam, door shuts, potentially either hand polish or spray wax or the ceramic wax. I'll talk to you about what I prefer to do on this van later on. And then what I'll also be doing is finishing touches like the wheels and the glass. Before I get started, I thought I'd just let you know what products I'll be using on this. This is all stuff that I'll be selling in the shop, which is our online store, talasisdetailing.shop. So please do go, make sure you check that out. It is still in early stages, we're trying to get it all manned and stuff like that, but if you can check it out, that will be much appreciated. So obviously we'll definitely be using snow foam. I'll be using the Built Hamber Auto Foam. This personally is the best cost-effective snow foam that you can use, especially when you're doing mobile valeting or detailing. 5 litre form, it's about £16–17. My phone's ringing now, so I'm going to have to answer that quick. Hello mate, you alright? Right, I just had a phone call and I can't remember where I left off, but I'm pretty sure I was talking about the snow foam. I was saying how cost effective it is and how effective it is as a snow foam. It's not the thickest, so it's not that great for photos. If you want thick snow foam for photos, I suggest something like the Auto Bright Maggie foam, but it is really good, it's really effective, and it is so cheap for what it is as well. Shampoo that's in the buckets is the Poor Boys Well Super Slicks and Suds. For the tyres, I'll be using the Stiana Gloss tyre and trim. Out of the paint protection or polishes, I'll be either using the Stiana Gloss polish or the spray sealant, or potentially if I wanted to hand wax it, I'd use the Sam's Detailing ceramic wax. For the wheels, that's the Auto Bright Gel bottle, but it's actually the Very Cherry acidic wheel cleaner, but it's been diluted down. There's a big stigma over acidic wheel cleaners, not to use them and stuff like that. As long as you're safe with them and as long as you're careful and you don't use too much of it, you'll be fine. I wouldn't tend to use them on diamond cut finishes or on a really hot day, because that's when you will start having problems. For the lower sections and all the mud and dirt, I'll be using this Stiana Gloss Forced, which is a citrus pre-cleaner. Slightly more acidic, so it's a little bit more aggressive, which is good for something like this. But I probably wouldn't use it on a ceramic coated car, just because it's acidity to it. But it is really strong and it is really a good and effective product, especially on vans and stuff like that. I think that's everything. Got a cup of tea, but obviously I'm not putting that over the van. That'd be going down me. So yeah, that's everything I think I need to talk about in product wise. So let's crack on, let's do the first thing on the van and see where we get to. Right, so you would have seen all the shots of me going around the paintwork on the van. Who cried inside when I put subscribe in the paintwork with the dirt? I bet there's a few people that's like, no, you shouldn't be doing that, you're going to scratch all the paint, stuff like that. Look at the state of the van, like this van's never been machine polished. I'll never really bother with it, so I'm sure a couple of little scratches in the back are not going to hurt the paintwork on this. But that being said, I wouldn't do it on on a car, especially a new one, or especially a well looked after one. I'd never do that. I'd never do that on a customer's car. So I just want to clear that up. I'm going to start with the wheels and the arches on this van. Like, as you can tell from the clips, the arches are caked in loads of clay and mud, and the wheels and tyres got loads of brake dust on, loads of dirt on, and they do need a really good clean. So what I'll do to begin with, I'll go around all of the wheels and the tyres, get rid of all the like heavier ingrained dirt, get all the heavier bits off, and then we'll go around it with the wheel cleaner and the snow foam. Right, so what I normally do after I've pressure washed all the wheels and the arches to get the heavier dirt off, then time to go around it with your wheel cleaner. Either use a non-acidic one or an acidic one, or you can even use pre-wash depending on the severity of the wheels. These wheels are mostly just sort of light surface dust, nothing too baked on, but I am using the diluted acidic anyway, partly because it's the only one I've got with me on the van. I've diluted it enough down where I know it's not going to cause any harm or damage to the wheels or the calipers. So what I'll do now is literally I'm going to go around all of the wheels, spray it with the wheel cleaner, and then go around it with the pre-wash. What I like to do with the pre-wash, I like to do it as it is now. Don't soak the car down beforehand. Spray the pre-wash it onto the paintwork, let it agitate all the dirt, and use the snow foam on top of that. There's various reasons why I tend to do that. One is because it's more effective, saves water and stuff like that. Two, you're only diluting the product down. If you're watering down the product, watering down the van and it's absolutely soaked and then you're spraying on the product, you're basically just diluting it down. You might as well spray the product on first, let it work its magic, and then start using water or snow foam. In the summer it's a little bit different. I'd obviously make sure that the van's in the shade. If it is still a little bit warm, then I'd water down the paint and then use the product on top of that, just so you don't get any product baking into the paintwork. So for now, I'm going to spray up these wheels, and then we will do all the bodywork, this Sienna gloss forced, let it work its magic, and then go round it with snow foam. Right, so you have to excuse if the quality of the camera changes in between shots. I'm using my Sony ZV1 for the main shot, and then the GoPro for everything in between. It's raining as well today. I don't know whether the Sony's waterproof or not, and I don't fancy trying it because it was like a 700 quid camera. So if the quality does change, it's because I'm using the GoPro and the Sony. So I've gone around all the wheels. I'm letting the wheel cleaner do its thing, work its magic for a couple of minutes or so. You don't want to let it until it completely dries. You want to let it sort of do its thing, work its thing into the wheels for as long as possible. So on a hot day, you're going to have to be a bit more cautious, but today, perfect temperature for me. I know I can leave it on there for a couple of minutes without it drying too much. In the meantime, I'm going to go around all the paintwork with the Sienna gloss forced. I use different methods depending on the van or car, how much dirt is on there and stuff like that. With vans, the paintwork's never really been looked after on most of them, not unless you get someone who's dropped off a brand new, obviously Bavaro Transit or anything like that. You need to sort of bear that in mind for different vans or different cars. How they've been looked after is how you change up your methods to cleaning them. If this has just been machine polished and ceramic coated, I'll probably be doing things a little bit more differently and being a bit more cautious. But because this van's never had any work done, it's my own van, I haven't done any work to it. I know what the paintwork's like underneath, and that's when I know how to tackle the paintwork on this. But what I'm going to do now, whilst the wheels are baked in, go around it with the Sienna gloss forced, let the pre-wash do its magic, and then we'll leave it to dwell in some snow foam. So let's go. So what you want to do is literally spray this product all over as much as possible. Like I say, I don't like to do it when the van's wet because I find it just dilutes the product down. But obviously on a hot day, you're going to have to cool down the van a little bit, or cool down the paint a little bit. For plastic wheel arches, I'll spray all this in as well because, like I say, it is a really good cleaner. For the tyres, leave that to dwell as well because these are quite muddy. But yeah, just all over the van until you've got it fully covered, and just let the product do its thing. It smells really nice, this product. Some people don't like the smell of it, but I think it smells really nice. But literally, we just spray that all over. The best thing about working on vans is you don't have carpet wheel arches to deal with. You've got plastic wheel arches, so you can give them a good spray, a good pressure wash, good scrub sometimes, and they'll come up as good as new. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go around the bonnet, I'm going to go around the bonnet, the rear doors and the other side, It will give it enough time for all this to dwell. We'll then go over it with some snow foam, and then what you'll see is after I've snow foamed it, I'll go around the wheels and then we'll get all this pressure washed, and you'll see how effective the Cyanogen Force and the snow foam really is. Right, so we've got the other camera on a time lapse, so we'll see how this comes out. But I put the snow foam on. I'm allowing the snow foam and the citrus pre-wash to work their magic. I'm letting it dwell for about 10 minutes, and then in between that time I'm going to do the wheels. Admittedly, some wheels do take you longer than that, but as long as it's not too hot of a day, it should be alright. What I'm doing now, so the benefit of obviously pre-washing, or the benefit of pressure washing as much dirt off the wheels and the arches beforehand, is that now where you go around it with the arch brushes, you have less dirt to deal with. Especially vans, obviously they build up a lot of dirt, it's quite thick as well, and the last thing you really want to be doing is having to battle with that whilst using the brush. So you can use the brush to get rid of any excess dirt, scrub it all, make sure the plastics are looking clean, and obviously the benefit of washing it before is you don't have as much to deal with. So I'm going to carry on with this, go around all the arches with the thicker brush. I'm using a thick wheel arch brush there, and then after you've done what you can with the arches, then you go around it with the wheels, with your wheel brush. I'm not too bothered about these wheels today, I'm just doing this for the purpose of this video really. But obviously you need a barrel brush. I'm using these detail brush, we sell these. We don't actually sell the arch brushes at the minute, but we do sell these. The only thing is with these wheels, you can't get in the caliper there, so you will have to move the van to obviously get in beyond that point there. But obviously I start with the barrels first, just because I find it's a little bit more effective. And the good thing with these wheels, you do catch a bit there as well. So you can go around that. And the other benefit of pressure washing the wheels first, you don't have as much dirt to deal with, so you don't risk scratching the alloy. With these wheels, like I said, I'm not too bothered. You'd probably pressure wash these first before, say if it was a car, just grabbing a wheel brush, say if it's a car with some really nice wheels on it, you'd pressure wash now before you've hit it with a brush. That one's battered. Before you hit it with a brush, just so you're not rubbing a load of dirt and stuff around on the painted surface, which can cause scratches. So I'm going to go around these now, clean up the rest of this, which as you can see they're looking loads better. Like I said, I'm not too bothered about these wheels, and the other reason why I'm not too bothered about these wheels is because they are being replaced at some point, hopefully soon. But I would suggest if this was a car, pressure wash them and then go around it with your wheel brush, just so you don't risk scratching the painted surface, because the whole idea of detailing is doing as much as you can to avoid risk of scratching the paint. But like I say, some people's vans and cars, I mean, some people don't even know what a 2-bucket method is. Like some of my customers wouldn't even have a clue. They just book in because they know I'm going to do a nice job. So yeah, like I say, some people are not even educated on it anyway, but you want to do as much as you can to avoid risking any sort of scratches on any paint. But yeah, on this van, obviously my van, I'm not that bothered. The wheels are being replaced, so as long as it looks clean, then ideal. After I've gone around all the wheel faces, I'll go around it with a brush, a nice stiff brush to get rid of all the dirt. And what I will do as well, actually, at the same time I'm cleaning the wheels, I'll spray it with some product and then give them a good scrub, just so it makes it a little bit easier. And this is where you see how much dirt exactly comes off the tyres. There's nothing worse than trying to put tyre dressing on some tyres with tyre dressing on or dirt on. It just looks naff, it looks horrible, so you might as well give them a deep clean whilst you're down there doing the wheels. Let's go. Right, so the wheels are done. I've all pressure washed them, and I thought I'll show you how quick and effective the Stiano Gloss and the snow foam together, how effective they really are. I've had to change my lance to the white nozzle because I've put my green one down somewhere and I can't find it, so they'll be looking for that later. But I thought I'd show you a little bit of how exactly. I thought what I'd do is show you how effective these two products combined are. So if you look, left side is obviously where it's been sprayed, not pressure washed yet. That side, just been pressure washed. Obviously I haven't physically touched this paint yet. Well, there's some scratches in there. I'll talk to you about how I've done them in a bit. But yeah, crazy difference. Let's do this side and compare it to the door. So that just shows how effective the Stiano Gloss Forced and the snow foam are together. You wouldn't want to be washing that around regardless of the paint. You wouldn't want to be washing that around with your wash mitt. So look, if you want a decent pre-wash combination, Stiano Gloss Forced, Built Hamber Auto Foam, definitely by far the most effective. Now when it comes down to using the wash mitt and physically touching the paint, you're less likely to cause as much swells and scratches, whereas if I took this to the hand car wash now like that, they'd probably give it a quick pressure wash, put the 2 bucket, or put not even 2 buckets, they put 1 bucket and a wash mitt, and they'd be washing all this dirt around. So what's your thoughts on that? Put a comment down below, let me know your thoughts on how effective this pre-wash is. Right, so as you can see, the benefits of the pre-wash stages, how effective it is, what combination I use. Obviously, granted, different cars, like I've said, you do different things with, different procedures. You sort of base the valet or base the service on what the condition of the van is or the car is, and how it's been maintained and how it's going to be maintained from here onwards. Obviously, if it's been ceramic coated and it's been looked after by yourself, or say if it's been ceramic coated and been looked after by myself, I'd change a few things to this service. But if I know they're probably just booking me in for a deep clean once a year, they're going to be taking it to the hand car washes, I'll sort of adjust the services and adjust the products depending on what the level of valet is. But as you can see, the van is pretty much nearly there, it's nearly cleaned, and that's just from a decent pre-wash and a decent scrub. So I'll show you around the van now just so you can see that. So as you can see, you can actually see what colour the calipers are now and the wheels. The paintwork is nearly there, so all it needs now is a good wash mitt. But look at the benefits of having a decent pre-wash are compared to just washing this with pressure wash and then with buckets as well. So what I'm going to do now is, I've got my buckets with my shampoo in it. I'm going to give it a 2 bucket wash method. It's up to you if you use a 1 bucket wash method with a grit guard in, or 2. I always use 2. I always like to do rinse and wash regardless if there's not much dirt on there to begin with at the minute. But some people do say, oh, I only use 1 bucket with a grit guard. If that's what you do, that's what you do. Everyone's got their own method to this. Everyone's got their own procedures and how they do detailing and stuff like that. It's each to their own. If it works for you, it works for you. And obviously, like anything, I always say, like, don't take everything I say is you've got to do this, you've got to do that exactly how it is. This is just my ways of doing it, and like I say, I adjust it to different cars or different customers' needs. But yeah, just take what you want from it, but don't think this is exactly how you've got to detail a van or a car or whatever it is it may be. But I'm going to wash mitt this now because the weather is starting to draw in a bit. It's starting to rain and I don't want it to absolutely hammer down and ruin this video, and it will start to get dark soon. So let's wash mitt this, normal 2 bucket wash method, normal procedures, panel at a time, straight into the rinse and then into the wash after. I'm pretty sure everyone probably knows what the 2 bucket method is, but obviously if you do want me to go into that, maybe another tips and tricks video in another video. But let's crack on, wash mitt this van down and do the last pressure washing and decon stages. Right, so the van is now done in terms of pre-wash stages, washing stages, and it's as good as it's going to get for the time being without doing a full decon on it and a machine polish. And then it comes on, what are you going to do next? After you've dried it, are you going to polish it? Are you going to wax it? What's the paintwork condition like in terms of polishing it or waxing it? I haven't actually dried this van off yet. It started to rain, and I thought, and I was going to give it a decent hand wax protection with the Sam's Detailing ceramic wax, but it started to rain, and I thought, actually, do I want to be out here in the cold hand waxing a whole van, which is going to take me up to like an hour or so by the time I buffed it all off? Probably not. So the next best thing is a spray sealant. Obviously, the Cyano Gloss spray sealant you can actually apply wet or dry. It probably works better as say if the panels are dry, it would work better if you're spraying directly onto a dry panel and then buffing off after that. But I've actually thought, cleaning a big van like this, do you really want to be doing a full ceramic wax on it, depending on what the customer's paying for? Obviously, if they're paying for a ceramic wax, then obviously you have to put a hand ceramic wax on. But if it's just a maintenance clean, there's no point putting or spending the time doing a ceramic wax every time on that. The next best thing is a spray sealant, which will help keep it cleaner in between washes, and it'll help repel all the water and dirt up until its next big wash in, say, a month's time or something like that. The other benefit over a spray sealant compared to doing a ceramic wax is obviously time. Doing a ceramic wax, although this does provide a really good result, I love the Sam's Detailing products. I love the wax as well. On that Polo in the last video, we used the Sam's ceramic wax and it came out lovely. But it's a time thing. On this van, depending on what the customer's spending as well, obviously this is my van and I'm not going to spend too long on it, but say if the customer's not spending too much and they're just getting a maintenance clean on it, or they just want something quick protection, what a better way than just use a spray sealant, and it makes it easier to dry it as well. The good thing about using a spray sealant, if there's no protection on the paint, you can use a spray sealant as sort of a drying aid, because it will help bead up the water and repel, so there's not as much cling when it comes down to using a drying towel on that. The other good thing, if you've got a blow dryer or some sort of dryer and you've used a spray sealant on it, it'll help bead up all the water, so it'll make drying a lot easier with that. So that's my plan for this. I thought, I don't really want to be hand polishing it. I'll talk to you about what the difference are between hand polishing, machine polishing, ceramic waxing, spray sealants in another further video, but I just thought I'd let you know a quick insight into what you should be doing on some of your customers' vans, or even cars. It does depend on what they're having done and how much they're spending. Obviously, if they've paid for a ceramic wax, obviously you could best off just do a ceramic wax, but today it's raining, I don't really want to be polishing and waxing it, especially if it does start raining halfway through, having to try and buff it off when it's wet and then it dries and there's loads of marks in it. So do you know what, for the sake of it, Cyano Gloss spray sealant is what I'll use on this today, and I'll show you exactly how I'll be using it on this van. So we're just on the passenger side door. As you can see, there's no repellency whatsoever coming off of that. It's just sheeting completely, and there's no beading. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to spray the whole van with the spray sealant. Obviously it's wet, so it's going to make it a lot easier to dry out now. And as you can see already, it is already starting to bead up the water. So if we quickly spray that, and then you'll be able to see. So look at the difference now. So for the sake of drying time, it's going to be a lot quicker. There's no need to do a hand polish or a hand wax on it because you've got that repellency there. Granted, it's not going to last as long as what doing a hand wax on it is, but it will definitely do the job for this van. So what I'm going to do, spray the rest of the van up with the spray sealant, and then we'll pressure wash it off, and I'll show you some clips before and after of an unprotected and protected panel. So again, this is going to be untouched, no spray sealant on it, just after I've washed it. So as you can see, a couple of water spots there, so I don't know why that is, but other than that, there's nothing, especially compared to that side. So we'll grab the Cyano Gloss spray sealant, we'll spray it all over the panel. This, you can use this on side glass as well, but you're not supposed to use it on the main windscreen. So we'll just spray that. And then what we'll do, just spray down there just so you've got an even coverage. And I'll show you again the benefits of it. So can you see how much that's repelling now? The water's not sticking to the paint, which means now from here onwards, if I take it out, water and dirt along the roads is not going to stick to it as much. This spray sealant will help protect it a little bit more. It will just make it easier to clean on the next clean, and it'll make it easier to keep clean and easier to clean on the next, and hopefully not as much dirt and grime will build up. But like I say, there's various pros and cons of using spray sealants and waxes. Main quickest reason for the spray wax today, especially on a van this size, saves having to hand polish it or hand wax it, so it cuts down time by like an hour or so. It's quick and effective, and it makes drying the van a lot easier, and at least you have got some protection on. And if it is raining, at least you have got some protection on the paint, just to make it that little bit easier to clean on the next time. But obviously it's always beneficial to stick a decent wax on it every 6 months or so, just to provide the best protection possible for your paintwork. But I'm going to spray the rest of the van now, get all this sprayed up with the spray sealant, and then we'll crack on with drying it. So the van's been given its final layer of spray sealant, and it's had a pressure wash, and now you can see it's all beading up, so it has got some layer of protection on the paint. Like I say, it's not the most durable protection, it's not going to last forever, but it's good for a quick wash, or if you've done a quick wash and you want something to give it that extra bit of protection, then what better way to put like a spray wax or a ceramic wax spray onto the paint. Sam's Detailing do one, obviously that's the Honor one I just used. Auto Bright do one as well, and I've got loads of different ones on the website. If you do head to the wax section and then put in spray wax or spray sealant, it'll come up with a various amount of options to use. Obviously I've used the Parlour one in this video, but there are others available. I'm probably not going to do too much else on this video because I don't want to make it too long, and I don't want to mention every little tip and trick to do with the van. I just thought I'd give you a quick insight into how I was going to be tackling the van and what different methods I was going to be doing to make it that little bit easier in cleaning it. Because vans are not obviously the easiest things to clean. There's quite a lot to them. They get used, they get abused, not unless it's something really nice like someone's show transporter or an MSRT or something like that. But 80% of vans do get used and abused. They are generally filthy. So you do need to figure out the best way to clean them and the best way to tackle them. And obviously different customers pay for different things, and it's working to a budget, and then you've got to work out what's best for that specific vehicle. But what I've done today, obviously just told you about the pre-wash stages that I've used on this van. They're not necessarily the pre-wash stages I'd use on every single car I do, but definitely on this van it did need that. And then obviously I thought I'd just run through with you what I do on the wheels, and then what I do to help keep the paintwork protected if I haven't got time to do a wax, or if the weather's turning that I can't do a wax. But I'm not going to dry it off because I want to do a separate video on the benefits of drying using drying towels, and then the blow dryers, and then my different methods on how I do that. And then we'll go over door shuts and stuff like that in a separate video, because like I say, I don't want to make this video one long video because there's no point in making a series on tips and tricks if I'm just going to mention it all in one video. But I hope, even if it's just one thing that you take away from this and you do use on yours, and then obviously do let me know if you've been doing it a certain way and you prefer the way I've done it, or you prefer a way I've done it today, and you do start using that, please do let me know your thoughts on this video. So, well, I hope it was a good bit of education for those that are probably into detailing and want to learn a bit more, and I hope it was just good content for those who just watch the channel just because they enjoy it. What I want to do is, from here onwards, the Diary of a Detailing Entrepreneur episodes, I want to create them as like a week-long vlog, and I want to hear your thoughts on that. I've seen some YouTube channels who I watch and I subscribe to that do like a weekly vlog, bit like Yanamize and Asheville. They do a full weekly vlog and they release it on a Sunday, and I thought maybe what I'll do with the Diary of a Detailing Entrepreneur is to film all throughout the week, little snippets of what I'm up to throughout the week, and then we'll put it into one big video to do on a Sunday, and then maybe on a Wednesday put up like the tips and tricks, the detailing van episodes, the business talk episodes and stuff like that. So hopefully if I get the time, I don't know how I'm going to find the time for all of this because it's hard enough at the minute as it is, but maybe I'll have to get someone out with me and doing some videos and stuff like that, but we'll see what the bank says about that. But yeah, that's the plan. So maybe on a Wednesday do a video like this, the tips and tricks, and then on a Sunday do a full weekly Diary of a Detailing Entrepreneur, and it'll be everything I've been up to that week, from valeting, detailing, the shop, and all the stuff in between. Maybe that won't happen just yet, but hopefully sometime soon. But yeah, I hope you all have been enjoying the YouTube channel. I'm getting a lot of good feedback, which is great, and I'm getting more subscribers as the day goes on, and I'm watching the analytics and they seem to be going up, and a few people are actually just finding me just on YouTube, not even searching it up, it's just been what's recommended, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, and the subscribers, we're nearly at 600 now, so yeah, a celebration when we get to 1,000 for sure. But I'm going to stop waffling on because I have a habit of when I'm trying to figure out how to end the video, I just end up waffling on so much, and then you've probably tuned out by then anyway. So yeah, hope you've enjoyed the video, hope it's gave you a bit of an insight into how to clean a filthy van, and I hope you've took away at least one tip or one trick from this that I use on my customers' vans, cars, or whatever it may be. There'll be a link down below to the shop, there'll be a link down below to all the products I've used, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a special discount code in the comments below for the products that I've used today. So in the kit section on the website, I'm going to put up a bundle of what I've used in this video, and you'll either get something for free or there'll be some money off that bundle. So all the products that I've used in today's video will be a bundle on the kit section on the website, so please do go check that out to receive some money off, and it'll give you the best start to do what I've done today on your car or on your van. So yeah, please do go make sure you check out the shop. Head over to my socials and do give me a follow, either on my personal page, Talasi May, or my detailing page, Talasi's Detailing. Obviously, yeah, do make sure you follow, keep engaging with my posts because that's much appreciated. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, turn on any notifications you can to be the first people to know, about any future videos, and do make sure you do give this video a like. But I'm gonna go now, so I'll see you all on the next one. Ciao.